Okay, in this video, we're going to create the arm. I have already done one. This is what it's going to look like when you are finished. We'll go ahead and stuff it once we're done with this portion. So this is what we're creating. Right now, we're going to work on this part, which is like the beginning sleeve of the arm. So we're going to start over here at this opening here that's on the side. Okay, just stuff your tails inside there. What you're going to do is you are going to join this with a slip stitch. Let me get it started here. Okay. Okay, and the best place to start this is down here at the corner, like where you, right here, at this corner, at the back bottom corner. Okay, we're going to do a slip stitch. Get my yarn in the right place. Okay, we're just going to attach right there with a slip stitch, like so, and then chain one. Okay, then once we got that started, then what you're going to do is you're going to crochet all around the opening here of this hole, and that's going to create your base chain, and then you're going to join at the end and you're going to stop, and then I'll meet you back there once we get to that point. Okay, now you have your base. See, now you have your base chain started all the way around the opening of the hole, and you have your chain one. You joined with a slip stitch here, and you chained one. Sorry, I have this backwards. It's probably best that you do this with the doll in your lap because it's kind of hard to do like laying on a table like this. But what you're going to do now is you're going to do for the next 7 rows, you're going to just single around. You're just going to create 7 rows of single, and then you are going to join it with a slip stitch, and then this portion will be done, and then I'll meet you back here once we get to row 7. So count your next, don't count this first row that we just did. You're going to go row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're going to start with row 1. This is, well, actually row 2, and then I'll meet you at row 8. But basically, you're just going to do 7 more rows of single crochet all the way around, and you're going to do that in continuous rounds. You're not going to join. You're just going to keep going, single, 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 all the way around till you get to an additional 7 rows. It's best to use your contrasting piece of yarn to mark your place, and then once we get to the end of row 7, I will meet you back here. So remember, at the end of row 7, join it. Or I should say the end of row 8, if you're going to count this first row that we did already. So from this point on, you're going to do 7 more rows of single crochet, continuous rounds, all the way around. Okay? And I'll meet you back here once we get that completed. Okay, at this point, you would have gotten to the end of this row, which would be actually row 8. So we did the first base stitch, and then we did 7 rows of single crochet, continuous rounds all the way around. Then you joined it with a slip stitch. Okay, and now what we're going to do is you're going to create a very long tail. Make it very long, because what you're going to do is you're going to use this tail to sew this down like this. See how I have it sewn down so it doesn't come up. Okay, it's sewn in. So you can remove your string, your marker string. Okay, we're going to cut a very long tail, like so. Okay, then you're going to use your sewing needle. Okay, but first, what you're going to do is you're going to fold this down like this. Okay, so that there is a, oops, first of all, I better pull this through before I forget. Oh yeah, pull it through. Sorry. Everybody makes mistakes. But like I said, this pattern, you can make mistakes and it's okay. You can just fix it in the long run. So you're going to have about 3 rows right here showing once you sew this in. So we're going to take our needle. Let me get this together here. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to just start at any point. Now your yarn is down right here, so you're going to sew through here, right here where the stitch joins right here. I don't know if you can see that, but where the stitch joins into here. So you're going to go here and just pull it through, just like you're sewing. Oops. See, it's hard to do this when this doll is flat on a table. That's why it's best just to kind of hold it in your lap and do this. It's so much faster and easier. And then just come out the next hole right next to it and put it in the next hole. And then pull it tight. Okay? Then you're going to go down into the next hole and so on, just like so. And you're going to do that all the way around. You're going to do that all the way around the outer side. And you're going to attach this down. And then we'll go ahead and finish that, and I'll be right back. Okay, in this next step, okay, so you should have all of this sewn down. So it should look like this now. Okay, so it's folded and it's nicely sewn down all around the outside or the inside. And then just tie it off and then stuff all your tails inside of it there. Okay, now we're going to start the arm, which is this portion right here. We're going to start this part. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach it down here. So you're going to attach it with a slip stitch. Use your green or whatever color you're making your doll. I mean, whichever color, however you feel you need to do it. It's completely up to you. Okay, just basically, you can start anywhere. So what you're going to do is you're going to use these posts right here. Okay, where you started your first base row, you're going to use the post to create your first row of stitches. So we're going to join here with a slip stitch. Oops. Okay, it's not cooperating. So let me start that over. Sorry. It's not cooperating with me. All right. So we're just going to start here with a slip stitch, like so. Oops. Pull that through. Okay, oops. All right, one more time. Third time's a charm. See, I don't know about you, but every time you try to rush or anything, these kind of things tend to happen. Okay, there we go. All right, then we're going to chain 1 here, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch around each one of these posts from your at your base chain. This is going to give you your starting row for your arm, and you're just going to make singles all the way around. So you should be attaching your yarn between the shirt color and the collar or the arm collar color. Okay, so it should be right in here that you should have that. And then you're just going to single around like so. But make sure that you're not going all the way through. You just want to do it under the first one. You don't want to go through this side. So you just want to do it right here. So just go ahead and do that all the way around. And then we're going to join it, and then we're going to chain 1, and then you're going to stop. And then I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So now you should have something that looks like this. Okay, you single crocheted all the way around through the post, through the inside posts there, so it's not coming out on the other side. Okay, then you joined it at the other end with a slip stitch and you chained one. So next, what we're going to do for the next 6 rows, for 6 more rows, you're going to just single continuous rounds around here. Okay, it's probably best to use your marker and mark your spot and just count every time you get past that as a new row, and I'll see you back here in 6 more rows. Okay, you should be at the end of this row. You got to the end of the row, so you just stopped right there. So now in row 8, this would be row 8, we're going to do a single decrease in every other stitch. Okay, so we're going to mark our row. Okay, this is row 8. Okay, we're going to and just one more thing to add. If you want to make your arms longer, you want them to be longer or whatever, this is where you can do it. You can add more rows and make it longer. You can make it shorter. It's up to you. So it's very forgiving. So you can just do what you feel. That's the best thing about freeform crochet. You can just create whatever you want just by adding a row or two and making it look completely different. Okay, so in this row we're going to do a single, then we're going to do a single decrease through one, through the next stitch. Now you have 3, and you're going to pull through all 3. Okay, you're going to do that all the way around to the end of this row, and then you'll stop. Okay, now, because you should have something that looks like this. Okay, right now you should have ended with a single decrease. Okay, and that was row 8, I believe. Okay, we're going to get ready to do row 9. What we're doing is, see how this goes down? We're going to do that. Okay, we're making it smaller. We're giving it that little ridge here to make it go like this. So we're going to make these rows smaller. So for rows 9 and 10, for the next 2 rows, you're just going to single in each. Okay, and then you're going to stop, and then we'll be right back. Okay, we are at the end of row 10. Okay, so now you should have something like this, and it's starting to get a little cumbersome because it's getting smaller here in the opening to crochet around. So that's why I said do it in your lap, because it's so much easier. So for the next row, we're going to do 1 row of single crochet, and then we're going to repeat row 8, which is a single decrease in every other stitch. We're going to make it even smaller. See, we're going to make it smaller like this. Let's see how it goes down. Okay, so for the next row, you're going to do, I believe this is a row 11. You're going to do a single all the way around. You're going to stop, and then row 12 is going to be a single decrease, a single decrease. So you're going to do a single decrease in every other stitch on row 12. So the first row, and I'll repeat it one more time. This next row is going to be single crochet. The following row is going to be a single and a single decrease, and you do that all the way around, and then you're going to stop. And then I'll meet you back here at the end of row 12. Okay, we're at the end of row 12. You should have ended with, I guess, if you didn't have enough to end with a single decrease, just end with single crochet. It's not going to make a big difference. It's just going to have one more stitch than it's supposed to. It's no big deal. So, but I ended with 2 single decreases, or I'm sorry, 2 single crochets, I should say. Okay, so in the next 5 rows, rows 13 through 18, you're just going to single around this little hole and make it a little longer. So it's just for the next 5 rows, just keep single, 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 single for the next 5 rows. And then when we get to the end of row 18, I will be back and we'll finish that off. Okay, now we're at the end of that row. So what you're going to do is you're going to join with a slip stitch and you're going to pull it through. You're going to cut the tail, pull out your line marker because you don't need that any longer. And you're just going to stuff the tail inside of here. See, that's what you do with all the tails. You just stuff them inside. Okay, next we're going to work on this portion of the hand. Okay, we're just going to get our contrasting color and we're going to attach it with a slip stitch. Okay, you can do this from just about anywhere, but I just start from right where I left off. And excuse me. Get this set up here. Okay. See, like I said, it gets a little awkward when it gets smaller. It's harder to do. And then you're going to attach it with a slip stitch. And then you're going to chain 1, like so. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to single all the way around. You're going to join it, chain 1, and you're going to stop. And I'll be right back. Okay, and now you should have this right here. The attached band. That's going to be your base row. Okay, for the next row, you may want to use your little handy dandy line marker, contrasting piece of yarn. I don't know about you, but it does help it because I forget and then I'll keep going and oops, I'm like 3 rows up and I didn't realize I was that far, especially with rows this short. So next what we're going to do is we're going to do a single increase in every other stitch. So we're going to start it like this. We're doing these in continuous rounds. Okay, we're going to do a single. Okay, now we're going to do a single increase. A single increase is 2 stitches in one. So you're going to do 1 single in 1 stitch and then you're going to do another single in the same stitch. Okay, and like I said, if you need more instruction on increasing and decreasing or any other kind of stitch, just do a search on YouTube and there's many videos that will show you how to do that. So we're going to continue that all the way around, and so you're going to do single, single increase. Okay, and I'll meet you back at the other end. Okay, now we're at the end of this row of your increasing row. So that was a single increase all the way around. We're going to stop here. Okay, and the next 3 rows, you're just going to single around for 3 more rows. And then you're going to join it with a slip stitch and you're going to finish it off. And then once we get there, I will come right back. Okay, you're at the end of those 3 rows. Then once you got to the end of there, you're going to join it with a slip stitch. You're going to leave a very long tail, and you're going to cut it and pull it through. Okay, so now just remove your handy dandy little marker there. Now next what we're going to do is we're going to sew this down, just like we did with this. So what you're going to do is you're just going to fold it down so that only maybe 2 rows are showing, like so. And then you're just going to sew it around just like we did the other one. There's nothing to go by, so you're just going to kind of eye it. It's just going to be, you're just going to have 2 rows showing actually. So it kind of folds down like that, and then you're just going to sew that to the side all the way around, and make sure that there's still the opening here and there's no strings going through back and forth. You want it onto one side only. So just go ahead and sew that around and then we'll be right back. Okay, for now that you've done that, you've sewn this down. Okay, so now this is intact and it's not going to fold up on you. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to attach our next color, which is going to be, I made it the same color as this stripe so that it kind of matches, but you can do whatever you like. Okay, so, and we're going to do this the same way we did here when we attached the arm. We're going to go around the little posts right here. Okay, all those little posts. So just make sure that it doesn't go all the way through like we did when we did the arm portion. Okay, you're just going to attach that with a slip stitch. Oops. Okay. Kind of pull it tight there, sorry. I don't know about you, but my slip stitches are always kind of shoddy. Alright. Okay, then we're going to chain one. Okay, now we're going to just single all the way around this. Okay, and then once we get to we're going to single all the way around those posts, these inside posts here, and then once we get around, we're going to join it with a slip stitch. We're going to chain one, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back, and now we're going to finish up the hand. Okay, what we're going to do for the next 2 rows, we're going to just single around, continuous rounds. Okay, and then once you got your 2 single crochet rows, you're not going to join, you're not going to do anything else. Then after that, you're just going to do a single decrease in every other stitch until it's closed up. And then you just keep doing that until you're done, until it closes up to the end, and then you pull it out. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back. But let's just refresh that. Okay, for the next 2 rows, we're going to do for the next 2 rows, we're going to do single crochet in each crochet for 2 rows. Then we are going to do a single decrease in every other stitch until the glove or the hand portion is closed up to a point like this. See how I made it kind of pointy. Okay, and then go ahead and finish that up, and we'll be back. Okay, we finished up. All right. Now, once you got to the end where it closed everything up like this, it closed it up to a point. You're just going to cut it, pull it through, and then what you're going to do is you're just going to do this. Reach your hand in there with your sewing needle and pull it through. And now, oops, if I can get it. There we go. All right. See, and now your string is all inside, and there's no openings here. See? And now what you're going to do is you're going to stuff the doll. I would first suggest stuffing the arms first. So just go in and just start stuffing them however you like and fill them to your firmness level. Make sure you push it all the way into the hand portion, but not too much. You don't want it to be overstuffed. But just go ahead and fill the arms first, and then fill the body in with stuffing. Okay, and then you're going to plump it up as much as you like and make the body portion firm and tough. So there you go. And that was the arms. Okay, so go ahead and finish this up and stuff your arms first, then stuff the body, and then the next video will be on doing the head. And then we'll be almost finished. Stay tuned.